Hey, everybody. This is Liz, and I'm a mindset coach. I hope and intend you're doing super fine today. Today, I'm going to talk about revising history. I remember in a past video, I mentioned you can't change the past, but you actually can a little bit. You can. It's not for everyone, and not everyone wants to believe it or try it. But here is the tip. So sometimes people have things like really, really bad breakups or big bad firings or trauma in their past or things like that. And I'm not saying that you actually really, really, really change the past, but actually you really can. It's kind of a syncretic thought because you do and you don't. So the shamans taught me about this idea of a momentum tunnel. Talk, Liz. A momentum tunnel where all you really have is the exact now. Like if you're listening to me on YouTube right this minute, that's all that's really happening is you're listening to this YouTube video right this minute. The future moves forward in an ever widening funnel of a momentum tunnel or a momentum funnel. And the immediate future is very likely to be very similar to your current now, of course, because it's very similar to your current now. It's right, really close to it in time. But as you move forward in the future, the possibilities of the future become very wide. If you're going to land on the moon in a minute from now is highly, highly, highly unlikely, right? But a year from now or 5 years from now, as you train to be an astronaut or what have you, it's more likely that you can go land on the moon somewhere. The past works the same way. The immediate past before you got on this YouTube was really likely where you're peering through your phone or on your computer, looking for a YouTube to view. But as you go farther and farther in the past, it gets really, really wide. And how many people have changed the history and confabulated, as we say, a new history for themselves anyway? Like my dad, who's passed on now, he trained for 9 months, I think, during World War II. He went to Tennessee to train Navy pilots. I've seen his DD-214. I know for a fact that's what he did. But he told the people in the nursing home that he was on Omaha Beach in World War II and he landed on the beaches of Normandy. Okay. Now that's his new history. That was, according to him, he was functioning as if that's his history. Now people confabulate because they need to, or their psyche needs to create a different past for themselves that makes them feel better, makes them feel good about themselves, makes them feel more important. This is why people exaggerate their stories. So this process happens anyway, but I'm just simply suggesting you can do a revision of history for your own good. Now, do you feel like a fake? Do you feel like it's a lie? Well, perhaps if this tip doesn't resonate with you, then absolutely don't do it. But if you've had that really bad breakup or the really bad whatever, there's nothing good or evil in this world, but as you make it, as your mind, as your heart and soul decide to understand the situation. Like let's say you have a really bad breakup. You break up with a guy or a gal and you're really sad. Well, who knows that rejection isn't protection and actually you're better off without this person? Or the fact that you probably should have left this person a while ago and consciously, lovingly uncoupled, but you never did. So now it's a hard breakup because we all waited so long, right? So, but maybe it was actually for your best good. Maybe you had the wisdom and learning from this relationship and it's time to move on. But you're looking at it as this person harmed you so badly. You already created an interpretation of your history. So there's a difference between interpretation, of course, and the hard facts of what happened. Like he slammed the car door, you slammed the door, you threw the mug at him, or you got the letter in the mail that you're fired. These things are facts. But what I'm recommending is if this tip is of interest to you, you can simply give it a try where get a piece of paper and a pencil, and you begin to revise your history. So, I was let go from that company actually, in fact, because it was time for me to move on. And, I took a while to leave the job. So I think it ended up more abruptly because source of the universe really knew it was important for me to move on from this job and do something better. I've been hearing the call or feeling the call for a while now to start my own company for such and such business. And I've been procrastinating. I've been a little avoidant, but now I'm ready. And I just needed to get that yank so that I could move on and move forward. You can begin to rewrite your history. So, or you could recraft that breakup. You could, that's in your best interest. Basically you can confabulate with an honest joy, right? Instead of trying to, boost your ego with confabulation, you can simply write it as the history that you wanted to have. All right. Or let's say your your children aren't talking to you. You can just say, oh my gosh, well, Lucy isn't talking to me right now because she's overseas and she's a little bit busy, but we're going to be talking soon. I know it sounds a little impostery, a little bit fake, but believe me, it's about your response and what it does to your subconscious if you begin to revise your history. So I just invite you to take something that was uncomfortable or painful in the past and rewrite the story. And you can just open up your journal and read it every day, or read it when you think about it, or rewrite it every day about that time you were fired or laid off or betrayed. When I lost all that money that time, it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me because now I was pushed to do my own thing over here, or I was forced to see the truth about that corporation or whatever. So you can begin to reframe it basically on rewriting a history. And you can change all of the facts. You can change none of the facts. I'm not talking about, exactly living in a fake world. Like I never did lose all that money. And you can say, well, I lost the money in that deal, but what it was, it taught me a lot of stuff. And now I'm so much wiser and smarter now than rather, oh my gosh, they hurt me. They betrayed me so badly. It's all true and not true, if you understand my meaning. Everything that happens in the world is up to our own interpretation of whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. I say you may as well make it a good thing. So I invite you to try revising your history. You could make it a paragraph. You can make it a bullet point. Like with all the other auto-suggestion tips out there, you could record it for yourself. If it's something that's you really want to change quickly, you can record it. You can read it to yourself 3 times a day. I tend to not worry about it so much. So I'll revise a history of something, and I'll just write a paragraph or 2. And when I think about it, I'll open it up and read it. Or if I just think about it and I remember, oh yeah, I'm remembering, I'm revising that history. I'm kind of amused with myself. And I just remember actually what I wrote with some amusement and a smile on my face. But anyway, this is about revising history. You can do it. It's interesting. You can change your past. Take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.